How many times when you've tried to lose weight have you heard the same advice repeated over and over again? Cut out all the junk food. Start doing 30 minutes of fasted cardio every day. No need to lift weights because that's just going to make you more bulky and bigger, and that's just pointless. All you could eat is chicken, broccoli, rice, fruits, vegetables, and that's it. Only water, nothing else. No artificial sweeteners, no junk food. If you eat chips, if chips are your favorite food, you got to cut them out. No more fried chicken. No more nothing. You have to eat this Tom Brady diet of no sodium, no nothing, no fun. And then you give the diet a shot. You know, you're super motivated, you want to lose weight, maybe you want to attract more girls or just become more healthy, and then you cut out all your favorite foods, you work out for like a week, and then after a week you're like, you know what, I've been good for a week, I'm gonna have a cookie. And because of the lack of junk food you've been eating, that cookie is so imperceivably tasty and sweet that it doesn't stop at one cookie. It actually stops after 10 cookies. Then you wake up the next day, probably gained all the weight back, and thought, well, you know what, this just isn't for me, I'm just meant to be overweight my entire life, and that's that. It's a very common occurrence with the fad diet trends going around, and it's something I went through. I probably went through at least 500 different fad diets before I finally figured out what worked for me. And what worked for me was not a diet, it was a lifestyle. You have to change your entire lifestyle, not just your diet. Now at first, that sounds way harder than just changing your diet, but it's actually 10 times easier, and I'm going to explain to you how I did it. So firstly, the only way to lose weight, not become healthier, not become ripped, just strictly weight loss, is a calorie deficit. There is no other way, nothing else is true. Keto doesn't work. Gluten isn't the reason you're gaining weight. It's not sugar, it's not sodium, it's not fat, it's nothing except calories. So what exactly is a calorie deficit? Well, to sum it up in shortened terms, it's basically you're eating less food than your body is required to burn off, so due to that, you start to lose some weight. So how do you exactly find a calorie deficit? How do you know your maintenance, your surplus, this, that? It's actually super easy, and there's two ways to do it. The first way would simply be to just track everything you ate for a week, and let's say you figured out you're eating 3,000 calories a day. Now what you want to do is subtract that number by 300 to 500 calories, whatever works best for you. Now if you notice you're losing weight too quick, maybe bump it up by 200 or 300. If you notice you're not losing weight at all, cut it down by an additional 200. And if you notice you're somehow still gaining weight, I would probably cut it down by up to even 500. And the second way, you could download an app such as like MyFitnessPal, or just go online and find a calorie calculator. You're gonna plug in your weight loss goal, whatever it might be, and they're just gonna auto-generate a number for you. Now, more than likely, this number is not correct, but where this number is helpful is that it gives you a good reference idea of how many calories to eat. For example, when I first got my reference number, it was 2,100 calories. I tried it for like a month, quite literally lost 15 pounds in a month, and figured out, you know what? This is far too big of a deficit. This is not sustainable. I need to bump it up. I bumped it up to 2,500, and then the next month I lost like 10 pounds, which is like a perfect rate for what I wanted to go for. So I kept it at that. Then once I finally got like super lean, super shredded, and got to the goal I wanted to, I just bumped it back up a little bit, started lean bulking, body recomping, but that's a conversation for another day. So now that you know what a calorie deficit is and how to find it out, how do you actually apply this to your life? How do you cut out all your favorite foods and eat healthy? Because obviously you can't just eat cookies and McDonald's and lose weight. But the thing is, you can, so long as it fits under your calorie deficit. Now, obviously eating McDonald's 5 meals a day is not ideal because it's terrible for you. But in terms of just strictly weight loss and weight gain, it will work. So basically, what you want to do is what I like to call healthy food swaps. So instead of eating a regular bag of Cheez-Its, switch to a bag of Cheez-Its Snapped. Instead of eating regular ice cream, switch to the lower calorie ice cream. Instead of eating a regular cookie, eat like a protein cookie, or just figure out a healthy recipe to make your own healthy version at home that is lower calorie and more calorie friendly. And that is quite literally it. There is a sugar-free, fat-free, lower calorie, baked version of everything you could imagine, and it will absolutely save your life. Do you know how nice it is when it's late at night, you don't really know what to eat because you're already at your calorie limit and you're really craving something sweet, to just drink a Diet Coke? It's 0 calories. I know, it's got aspartame and sugar and this, that, but guess what? It's 0 calories. You're gonna gain 0 weight from it. The carbonation is actually gonna fill you up, and the sweetness of it is gonna kick the sweet tooth. And you could say whatever you want about artificial sweetener, but artificial sweetener and sugar are both absolutely terrible for you. So if they're both terrible for you, you might as well pick the one that's at least gonna help you be at a healthy body weight, because in terms, that will actually make it healthier than a regular sugar soda. And same with sauces, like fat-free ranch, sugar-free barbecue sauce. There's a fat-free and sugar-free version of everything. Fat-free cheese, fat-free yogurt, even fat-free milk. Find every single lower calorie version of every food you like, and losing weight, even if you're not tracking your calories, I promise you, you will drop a substantial amount of weight before you even know it. There's even some people out there that drink 4 or 5 cans of soda a day. Drink 4 or 5 cans of diet soda a day. That will quite literally take 1,000 calories off of your diet. Even if you change nothing else with your day, if you're drinking like over 3 sodas a day and you just switch to the diet version, I promise you, you will lose 20 pounds in 2 months minimum, just because you are cutting out like 1,000 calories of just sugar from your diet. Now, what about fast food? Do I have to cut out fast food? Well, to be honest with you, absolutely not. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. If you're just someone who doesn't like to eat that much throughout the day, you can just get your big fast food meal, and if it fits in your calories, you're still gonna lose weight. It's not the healthiest way to do it, but you're still gonna lose weight. But the even smarter thing to do is to go on the menu before you go into the restaurant and just look up lowest calorie things on the menu. You will be shocked on how many calorie friendly things there are at fast food restaurants, even like McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A. You could find these online, and I also have a bunch of them posted on my TikTok, shameless plug by the way, and they are absolute lifesavers to know. There are some items on the menu that are quite literally under like 400 calories and above like 50 grams of protein, which is just absolutely ridiculous for a fast food place. Granted, it is a little bit high in sodium, but hey, you can't be perfect in this world. And in terms of dieting, that's really all you need to know. Just remember, eating healthy does not equal weight loss. Eating lower calorie, now that equals weight loss. Now, what about stuff like working out, doing cardio? Is that going to help me lose weight? 100% absolutely yes, especially cardio. Now, weightlifting is good because when you want to lose weight, you want to actually have some muscle in like your legs, your back, your chest, your arms, your abs, you know what I'm saying? You will still absolutely look better if you just go from fat to skinny even without lifting, but ideally you want to be able to have some muscle under that frame, so once you actually cut, you look really, really good. You will be shocked with how you look. But in terms of burning calories, even your most intense leg day, the hardest lift of your life, going to failure every set, you spend 3 hours in the gym, the most calories you will burn from lifting is, if you're lucky, maybe 250 or 300, which is still a nice amount, but nothing too crazy. On average, a lift will burn about 150 calories. But this is where cardio comes into play. Cardio will burn a shit ton of calories to give you a lot more space and room with your diet throughout the day. And when I say cardio, it doesn't have to be you swim for an hour straight, you run a marathon, intense sprinting, high intensity interval training. It does not have to be that. It could literally just be walking your dog around the neighborhood. If you walked your dog around your neighborhood for like 30 or 45 minutes, not only would you be getting some vitamin D and clear a bunch of brain fog in your mind, because walking is super good for you, but you probably burn close to about 300 calories for super low intensity cardio. Now, let's say you take like 2 or 3 walks a day, you're burning up to like 800 calories a day just from walking, and you could add an extra 800 calories to your diet, which, if you've started to figure out how lower calorie food works, 800 calories is a shit ton. That's like 3 pints of Halo Top ice cream, which is just obscene. So basically, just think of it like this. You want to find your calorie deficit. I'm going to make up a sample number. Let's say your maintenance is 2,800, so your deficit is 2,500. And then after that, you want to swap out every single high calorie food in your diet for the lower calorie version, no matter what. There's even some healthy foods like olive oil, butter, avocados, nuts that are just really high in calories. And even though these are rather healthy foods, they are horrible if your goal is to lose weight. So you should just switch to the cooking spray. Or you're honestly even better off with just popcorn above like nuts and chips and stuff like that for snacks. And also, switch to the sugar-free and fat-free version of everything. Every sauce, every drink, cheese, yogurt, milk, no matter what it is, find the fat-free or the sugar-free version of it. And ideally, try to lift every day and try to get like 30 minutes of cardio in a day, even if it's just walking on a treadmill at 3 speed and like a 5 incline. That will give you a lot more room in your day. And that's really it. There's no need for any fad diets, no need to cut out all your favorite foods. You don't have to only eat salads, chicken, fruits, vegetables, and just live a super boring lifestyle where you can never go out, never talk to anybody, you can't party, you can't drink, you can't do anything. I mean, realistically, even with alcohol, if you're drinking like over 3 days a week, I'm not gonna lie, losing weight is gonna be extremely difficult for you. But let's say you only drink 1 or 2 days a week. Let's go 2 days a week, and you're getting like 800 calories every time you're drinking alcohol. Let's just say you drink 8 drinks. Prior to you going out and going to party, you should just know that you're gonna drink and potentially eat a meal after, so save calories for the end of the night. You will still be in a deficit, you're still gonna be able to have a good time, and you're gonna have an even better time because you're probably gonna be shredded, looking good, and you'll actually get some girls. And even with alcohol, there are lower calorie versions of alcohol. Ideally, you wanna find the highest alcohol percentage for the lowest amount of calories. But that's literally it. Just find your deficit, find your food swaps, work out every day, and I promise you, you will lose so much weight in such a short amount of time. Following this strategy, I quite literally lost 60 pounds in about 4 months. Granted, I was doing very intense cardio every day and in a very severe calorie deficit because I was unaware of how to do it, but still, this shit works. This is not a rumor, this is not a lie, this is not some fad diet where I'm gonna make you a meal plan. This is just the only realistic way to lose weight and actually keep it off forever. And just remember, if I figure out any of you are using keto to lose weight, I'm gonna be very, very disappointed in you.